happened in the league.
Wednesdays, you already know what time it is. DJ B and Kenny Ken in the building. Arsenal keep winning. What are you lot saying? Obviously, people, we have to stick strict to time today, people. So I'm going to make sure we're on that. I don't want these guys to overrun. How you lot feeling? And also, while you're saying how you're feeling, what do you lot make of this whole VAR West Ham stuff? I've been itching to ask both of you, man.
Go on, Kenny.
Don't be shy, lads.
You first.
Well, first and foremost, I have to bow to your superior knowledge because I was at the game. And from where I was sitting, we're basically, like I said, looking at you guys with the best angles for information. Because where we're right at the other end. If you've ever been to London Stadium, you understand. If you're behind the goal, you can see everything for it. Except for the penalty areas, clearly. Don't get me wrong. If a shot, you can see the net bulging, you see the corners going in, and if you squint a bit, you can see like the one-on-ones. But anything else, you just can't see it. You can't see it. So from our vantage point, when I think the guy took the corner was Bowen. Yeah, Bowen takes the corner. All we've seen is two blocks. We've seen a block by one of the defenders, and we see a double block. We see that then go up to the referee. We see the referee point to set the circle, and we see a crescendo of celebrations, and we hear a lot of noise. That's all I saw. I didn't see anything else. So you see, I see Arteta doing that, doing the holding the arm, and I see our players surrounding the referee. That's all we saw. The next minute you get your phone's ping. Oh, that's not a goal. That's not a goal. And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on here? Because as far as I'm concerned, we've just lost. We just given Man City control of the league. That's all I knew. And then it took 5 minutes for a referee to make a decision. Obviously, he went to the centre circle. He went to like the screen. Again, we know nothing. We're none the wiser. And then
anxious waiting in the stadium.
It's anxious waiting. He makes his announcement, and then there's cheers, and I mean a lot of cheers from Arsenal fans in the stadium. There's people just relieved. West Ham fans are going absolutely berserk because I don't know if you could see it on TV, but as soon as we scored our goal, let me just put a light on. That's better. Yeah, West Ham fans, they started abusing their owner. And I mean, when I say abuse, I mean abuse. They're making hand gestures, swearing at him. And then they scored, they calmed down. And then as soon as they didn't get the decision they needed, after abusing us, they went straight back to the owner. So I knew nothing. All I knew is at the end of the game, we were celebrating. We were singing we're going to win the league. Everyone was getting hugs. People I knew I hadn't seen for a while, they all got hugs and everything. And that was it. I've now got back home, to create change, put the TV on, and all I could see is just wall-to-wall controversy. The biggest that is basically one of the biggest decisions in Premiership history. I beg to differ. I think I've seen bigger than that.
Trust.
It's the difference between West Ham staying up and Arsenal winning the league. And I was thinking, wow, really? Is it really that bad?
30-odd other games.
And then when I actually looked at the situation, I watched Match of the Day for their reaction. And I watched Gallagher, ex-referee, and I saw the full incident and I said, thank God they fouled Raya. Because if Raya caught the ball, they would have got a penalty. That's all I thought. I said, Pablo, you're my hero because you're such a fool for fouling him. You're getting fouled. You're getting a penalty, mate. The same with other players, like Mavropanos. There was 3 instances where Arsenal could have given away a penalty, and all you guys had to do was just calm yourself. Don't foul a referee, let him catch the ball. Referee, VAR was already looking at it, and I think that's the whole situation. But again, you guys had the best angles. Well, DJB was there. Deluded, so you.
No, I was watching it on TV, man. Like, genuinely, my heart sank for obvious reasons. We've conceded. I'm starting to do the maths. I've conceded the kind of league. Obviously, when VAR's now got involved, I'm thinking, you know what, they're gonna give a goal or a penalty. I've mentally prepared that this decision is not gonna go for Arsenal. And then, as you lot obviously saw, when they said it's overturned, sigh of relief, wipe the sweat off my face. We keep it moving, in it, really and truly. That's exactly how I felt. Like, in the moment, because you don't know my position. When it comes to refs, I don't ever want to give these guys a decision to make, in it. Let's just win the game. We know there's an Arsenal. Yeah. So we got away with one, if I'm completely honest. But we've been done dirty many times, and I don't know about you, but I think the whole reason this is.
You thought it was a goal then? You actually thought it was a soft then? Did you think it was soft?
First time round, I saw Raya's been fouled. We all know goalkeepers are protected, innit? Raya's been fouled. Initially, I thought there was nothing wrong with it. I thought they might get a penalty because obviously Rice has got a hold on Mavropanos. I thought they might have even just given the goal in it because Wilson's put it in. My thing is, I don't think people really care necessarily about the injustice of West Ham. It's just the fact that Arsenal benefited from a decision. Like, we got away with one, but we've been done dirty plenty of times.
Yeah, I mean, look, how I look at it is you've played. We've all played football. You've played football, DG. The corner comes in. There's madness going on in the box. Pablo's jumped for the ball. Has he deliberately, intentionally? No, he's just jumped for the ball in the mix of defenders and attackers. He's tried to get up as high as he can. He's used his arms for leverage, and it's gone across the body of Raya. Right? Has he grabbed his arm? Possibly.
There's a shirt grab on Raya as well.
But there's what gets me with that. There is so much going on when that corner comes in. There's so much going on. And if you look at all the corners throughout the season, there's been defenders being pulled to the ground, no free kick, goal
Bernardo
given.
Silva against Everton.
There's been attackers pulled to the ground, no penalty, play on, goal kick, goal given, whatever. Yeah. There's just been all sorts of stuff going on. And I think what the debate is on this one occasion when it's been going on all season, in a game with that magnitude, they decide to review it. Yeah. So I can take your mind back to when Gabriel went up with the Aston Villa goalkeeper, put his elbow up, scores the goal, elbow clearly in the face, in between his two arms, into the face of the goalkeeper, and it's a goal. There's been loads of incidences where a goal's been given or a free kick's been given on the defender. I stick with this. If that had been Saliba going up and the attacker would have had his arm across Saliba, that goal's given. I think the fact that it was on the goalkeeper puts a whole new light on the situation. If that had been on a defender, if that had been on Saliba, if it had been on Gabriel, if it had been on Skelly, if it had been on Rice, if it had been on any outfield player, I don't think they review that. I think that goal stands.
And we're having different conversations.
I think the fact that it was on the goalkeeper, they've looked at it. But there's been fouls on goalkeepers all through the season, and it's not been reviewed. So I'm sort of sitting on the fence with it. I'm one of them that if it goes for you and it's your team, you're over the moon. If it goes against you, you're absolutely going crazy. So I'm one of them. I can see why it was given. I can see why the decision was the goal was ruled out. But then there's a part of me with my Arsenal head off saying, you know, I've seen them given. So it's one of them. It's one of them. You know, if it goes for you, it's great. I remember the Newcastle goal where the ball went out for a throw in. The refs played on the corners cut. The
West Ham last season, the season before at the Emirates, same thing happened.
Yeah. The foul on Gabriel, pushing the back, blatant push. Newcastle score. Yeah. So it all swings around. I always say it all goes round. It all goes round.
It does.
And the only difference is with this game is because it was such a high, because there was a lot on it, and because it's the end of the season, it hasn't got time to go round again. But all I'm going to say is, when Arteta spoke up and said, "Oh, the referee was brave," and he was full of praise for VAR and the referee, you can't go criticising them next season if it goes against you. That's all I'm saying.
To be fair, he's gone. I think in Arteta's life here, he used to get on the refs. He's kind of stopped.
Yeah,
and I think, like we said, I think he started trolling. I think he was
what,
trolling. If I'm honest,
he has mellowed about. But you listen. You got to give and take. It's one of them.
100%.
But we're very, very lucky because there was Trossard pulling and holding. There was Declan Rice holding Mavropanos and stopping him from attacking the ball. But that goes on all the time in corners.
Souček as well, yeah.
Yeah, and it gets and it doesn't really get looked at. It doesn't really get looked at. Very occasionally, the referee might blow the whistle, tell them to calm down, stop holding, stop pulling, and it gets delayed. But once that corner comes in, there's all sorts of madness going on. I don't honestly think the attacker deliberately fouled him. I think he had his eyes closed at one point. I think he's just gone up for the ball. There's all sorts going on. I don't think he's realised his arms across the goalkeeper, if I'm perfectly honest. You know what it's like when a corner comes in. You're just trying it's chaos. You're just trying to get position. So, look, the fact that they've pulled it, they've looked at it and isolated that one incident, you've got to say it's a foul on Raya. So, yeah, it's one of them. If it goes for you, over the moon, and I was over the moon that it got ruled out, trust me, because if that had been a draw, we'd be having a completely different conversation now.
Yeah, we'd be fuming.
But going back to what the comment you made, DG, right at the start, when you said we shouldn't have to rely on decisions like that to get across the line, really. You know, you do your business. You don't have, you do your business during the game. You know,
just like in Sunday League, win the game, expect the refs to do madness, win the game, expect there to be decisions that might go for you and go against you. Just take care of business. Just take care of business. I mean, for 20-25 minutes, we were on top and we didn't really capitalise. We didn't really hurt them when we had White went down.
And then we had the substitution madness from an elite manager. So it was just crazy. The substitutions could have cost us, and we're very, very lucky it didn't.
I mean, you said it. Yeah. You said it there, D, in the sense that control the controllables, in it. Like,
yeah.
I think personally, like when we move away from the refereeing decision, I actually think we started the game well. Calafiori had a couple of chances where he should have done better. I think we was kind of playing like the Arsenal of recent. When Benjamin White's now got injured, I think the players that remained on the pitch, they started moving a bit flat. Arteta's gonna put Rice in at right back. We all know the madness that's happened there. I think we allowed West Ham to kind of grow into the game. So I think the Arsenal of recent in the last 4 or 5 games, I think we was there for about 30 minutes. Then we kind of went back to the Arsenal we've kind of seen this season. And then it could have went kind of either way. And then we could have controlled the controllables, in it. On another day, Arteta, like, could you have just brought on Mascara? Did we have to give away that corner? Could we obviously have scored some more goals? But I did say to you, look, like, I kind of give the boys a luxury. Obviously, I didn't know what was going to happen in that game, but I just had a funny feeling there's going to be ref decisions. It's going to be a game where we're not playing amazing, but just get the 3 points and get the hell up out of there. So that's me, man.
Get the hell out of there. I was,
get out of there.
I was out of there pretty lively. I've got to be honest with you. It wasn't a very nice situation to be in. There was fighting going on amongst one another. It was all sorts of crazy. There was a few Arsenal fans as well with the away end. And it weren't pretty. It weren't pretty.
DJ, I think you mean their end. I was in the away end.
Yeah, exactly. But listen, as I said, it's one of them. We're over the moon when decisions go for us, and we get the right decisions. If it goes against us, it's all toxic. And we're going to have the same situation next season. And sometimes,
as you said, it swings and roundabouts.
And sometimes the decisions might not go for us. And if they don't go for us, you have to look back on this situation and go, well, this one did. So you have to just take it on the chin sometimes, you know.
You have to hold it, man. So they go for you, they go against you. I know there's all this Arsenal stuff, but I genuinely think every football fan will feel that more decisions have gone against them than for them. Me, us three here, everybody in the chat, we can all bring up many a time where Arsenal have been kind of done dirty. You know, that goal was actually disallowed, I believe, in the 2022-23 season, where I think Ben White's got hands on the goalie. And I know the frustration, because in my opinion, yeah, exactly. People wanted Arsenal tears. They never got that. So I think they're trying to do the social justice warrior thing. And one thing that's annoying me is they're saying we haven't done it all season. We ain't. Go on.
Can I ask you a question? Does it really? I mean, some Arsenal fans are really disappointing me, because why do they care? Why are Arsenal fans so desperate to have some sort of affirmation from pundits and rival fans? What's wrong with you guys?
I wish I could give you an answer for that, Kenny. I can't.
Yeah, I can't. You know what? It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I don't like being liked. I don't want Arsenal to be loved by everyone else. You know what? You know my motto is Arsenal for Arsenal fans only. I don't care if Everton fans want us to lose, or Man United fans, or anyone else to lose. I don't care about your nonsense at the school gates with the geezer with the cherry coals who's supporting Man United, or
it's the social media stuff, man, and the rage.
School things. The other day, if we win the league, if we win the Champions League, we're the ones going to get the enjoyment. We're the ones who are going to enjoy ourselves. All this stuff of, everyone's getting started. Oh, please, don't make it about you, man. It's not Arsenal, your brother.
We're used to it though, Kenny, aren't we? This ain't something new. This ain't something that's just come out of the woodwork. We was hated during the George Graham era, weren't we?
Exactly. And we embraced it like Arsenal. We embraced it like men. Under Arsene Wenger, it was 78 players get set off Arsene Wenger. The modern fan is so brittle. We accuse Liverpool fans of being brittle when criticism goes their way and being the victim. And the situation is, we're doing the same thing that Arsenal, playing the victims. Don't stop doing it. You're embarrassing me.
Is that fair, Kenny? Because big up the super chat. Yeah, there's being devil's advocate. Yeah, big up yourself, Sam.
Why do you need to defend your club? What's wrong with your club? Did your club? Are we going to war? We're playing football. You don't need.
But don't you feel like there's double being devil's advocate? Don't you feel like there's double standards about our football? Because no one's making noise about Southampton or City or what's justice for Brentford or Everton.
Do you know what? Right? You have to put it in a nutshell, right? When Man United was winning everything and they were a force, everyone hated Man United. The problem is, right, and this is a society thing, this is especially in this country in sport. When you're at the top of your game and when you're winning stuff and when you're going to be winners, no one likes it. No one likes it. Everyone likes the underdog. Man United went through the same problem. When Man United was winning, everyone hated Man United. Everyone hated Man United. We had Fergie time, and all the refs support Man United by adding on 5 minutes and 4 minutes Fergie time. Oh, Man United this, Man United that. We had it all with Man United. I remember when Liverpool were dominating. I remember going to school and coming out of school back in the mid-70s, late 70s when Liverpool were a force. Everyone hated Liverpool. The point of the matter is when you're winning, United. It's not necessarily an Arsenal thing. You've got to get this fixation out of your head that it's an Arsenal thing and it's everyone hates Arsenal and all that. Yeah, of course we've got haters. All football clubs have got haters. We've all got haters. But listen, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I would say that a lot of our fan base are annoying. Let's be honest. They're annoying. Yeah, they're deluded Arsenal fans, you know? Can't see anything else other than Arsenal, which is fine, but you've got to take the rough with the smooth and just be open-minded about it. You know what it is, right? You know what it is, right? Another thing as well. This is you made a really good point about, you know, the geographical reasons for it as well. Let me tell you something now. There is a northwest bias. You look at the pundits, ex-Man City, ex-Man United, ex-Liverpool. But that's always been the way with football, because football is seen as a working class game. Now, people, it's very rare for a London club to win the Premier League, especially last few years.
And it's very rare for a team to win the European Cup. And Chelsea, the wrong London club has done it. Oh, Chelsea. But you've got to look at it this way. We're not popular in London because our houses are worth more. We get paid more. We have a higher standard of living. Apparently, in the north, their houses are not worth more. Their salaries aren't that big. So when it comes to their football, they do have a situation where at least we're more passionate. At least we're still close to our working class roots. That's fine. But the fact of the matter is, the best times of my life is when I did read, the media have a go at Arsenal. I don't care about the pundits. Why are Arsenal fans worried about what Paul Merson says, even though he's ex-Arsenal? Why are they worried about what Carragher or Neville says? Who cares? Is that going to give me 3 points? Stop making it about yourself. Grow a pair. Put your nuts on the table and just think one thing. On the 31st of May, we've got an opportunity to be at that parade if we choose, or watch the parade from home. And no full.
No, we all got to be there, man. It might never happen again. It's been 20 plus years.
That's people's choices. But whether you choose to be or not, the fact is, it's going to be your day and your enjoyment. Do you actually want to see Spurs fans there? No. Do you want to see Liverpool fans there? You just want it to be Arsenal for Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
So stop trying to get affirmation from pundits, from referees and everything else, and embrace the hate. If we're hated because we're on the verge of something big, don't try to be friends with everyone. That's like, for instance, if Crystal Palace is playing in the Conference League, I'm supporting Vallecano. If Aston Villa playing
oh, right, Kenny, you're a hater, man. Like, Palace can win that. Kenny, you're a hater, man.
Sorry,
I do not support English clubs in Europe because
I wouldn't even say support. Just go to Palace, man. I like them. They gave us something. They always help us.
Why support English clubs in Europe when they're your rivals for rivals?
I don't know, man.
I have a rivalry with an English club and then want them to do well in Europe. Do you think English clubs are going to be behind Arsenal?
No,
not
in the Champions League. You're not in the
United,
Champions
Liverpool, Chelsea, City. I get it, but Palace,
no, all English clubs, all proper English fans won't want us to do it because this is England are playing, Arsenal are playing. If you want to support England, go and watch England in their first game against Croatia next month. Arsenal for Arsenal fans. Stop all these nonsense.
Exactly.
So some pride. I think they're prags. If an English fan goes, I want Arsenal to do well because they're an English club, you're pride. You're pride. You're not a proper
I just think, personally, right, I think when you've got pundits that have played for Liverpool, Carragher, the Neville, Rio Ferdinand, they've played for our big rival clubs. Let's be honest, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man United before Man City got their money, before Chelsea was infiltrated with all their money, it was only really Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool. Now, when you've got pundits playing for those big rival clubs, there's going to be times when they're going to not want Arsenal to do well and not want Arsenal to win. It's just natural. They've played for the biggest clubs around you.
Yeah, but don't they have to be impartial there, D?
They're not going to be, are they? They're not going to. They do have to be impartial. But let me mention another pundit. Then you say Martin Keown's impartial.
I actually think he's got the ability. I do think he's doing the Braveheart thing.
Ability, but he's not.
I'll give you an example, D. Wayne Rooney. I'll give you one, Wayne Rooney. I actually think Wayne Rooney's quite cool with
Wayne Rooney's
cool.
He's cool. I'll give you another one. Jamie Redknapp's
Jamie Redknapp's cool. Like, when I listen to what Rooney's saying and how he's articulating, I have to go fair enough. Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville on the madness.
He even said it himself. He's not impartial. He doesn't want City to do it because he's an ex-Man United player. He's not impartial. He's not impartial.
As much as he can be impartial, I think he is. I think he's a lot better than the others.
He's not impartial.
I genuinely
do. Listen. They all play up to the gallery, man, don't they?
100%. I'm not degrading. I'm not disputing that. 100%.
They're all playing to the gallery. That's what it's all about. It's all about views. It's all about response. It's all about engagement. Everything else. But listen, if you're going to be impartial, just say what I think there's a lack of is just people that just says it as it is and just realistic and just
to be fair,
say it as it is, and that's what you have to do sometimes. You have to forget about what team you support sometimes and just say it as it is, like the free kick. Some go for you, some go against you.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, we got the decision on the day. Next season, we might not get that decision,
and we've been done dirty bare. We should have had
and
a penalty against.
We've been. There's been decisions that have gone against us in the past that's cost us, and on this occasion, it didn't cost us. And that's how you got to be. You just got to be open-minded. But
I think everybody just needs to understand the refs are inconsistent. Look at Gabriel Magalhaes against Spurs and Newcastle.
Exactly. But what gets me, that's not Arsenal's fault. That decision. That's not.
But that's where the people's frustration comes with, because people are behaving like it's Arsenal's fault.
You can't turn around and go, "Oh, Arsenal's this and Arsenal's that." That's not Arsenal's fault. Arsenal are playing a game of football, and the officials have rightly or wrongly made a decision. Whatever decision they make, that's not the fans and Arsenal's fault. You know what I mean? We're going to celebrate.
But that's not the narrative, though. That's where I understand this. Like, I know what Kenny's saying, because I actually agree with Kenny. Like, they're not with us, fuck them. But I get where people are coming from, because whether you're going to be impartial or not, call it as it is. You wanted to see Arsenal tears against West Ham. We're not like, you're behaving like we're cheating. Even when people say we do these things in the box every week, which if you just take an abstract view of it, as you lot said earlier, everybody, the football game, we know what it is. Everybody's grabbing everyone. I'm sorry, but we don't. What happened to Raya? We don't do that. We do exploit the rules as much as you can, but what manager isn't going to do that in any regards? This is
the rules have to be changed on corners. DG, the rules have to be changed on corners. And I read something the other day, and don't quote me where it comes from. I think it was an ex-referee. I can't remember, but he made a really, really good point. On corners, no attackers allowed inside the 6-yard box.
Dead.
Only in the penalty area, right? You're allowed defenders in there. Yeah, but that might stop all that grappling, and it might give the keeper. Do you know what I mean? You might have to take a bit of a more
no grappling full stop.
But something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. But as for all this, so what if we're hated? So what if people don't like us? I don't like certain teams. You know, it is what it is. They're not going to worry about what I like and what I don't like. They just want to go and win titles. As for the conference, because the conference is like the Mickey Mouse Cup of Europe, I don't mind if Palace win it. Good luck to them. I think they should win it because they
do your thing, Palace, man.
Yeah, if Palace was in the Champions League, then I'd be turning around and saying, no, I don't want Palace to win. But because it's the conference, they can have that. I'm happy with that.
Kenny, you must be fun at Christmas, man. At Palace, we ain't got no problems with Palace. I get it. Palace.
Nope. That's a bit rich. Oh yeah, look. All right. Last year, Spurs won the Europa League. Look at the arguments and punch-ups behind Arsenal fans when they won a tournament. They had nothing to do with us.
Yeah, but that's because Spurs, though.
Corner Spurs. Oh, no. I didn't want Spurs.
I'm just giving an example. Last year, it annoyed Arsenal fans that Spurs won a trophy that we were in a competition we were not participating in.
Everyone that won a trophy pissed off Arsenal fans.
To the extent we had to listen to them call themselves champions of Europe. All I'm trying to say is that this at the end of the day, the beauty of English football, and I say the beauty of English football, and the beauty of our great game is that what separates us from cricket and rugby is that we do have inter-club rivalry. I love the fact that we got our own end and their own end. Now, was I upset? Did I feel bad for Arsenal fans who were given a few slaps when they were in the West Ham end? On a human level, I was, but when it comes to inter-club rivalry, they deserve a good kicking because it's taking a liberty.
Naturally. If you sit in a way and naturally that's going to happen.
As a human being, you don't want to see someone thrown down the stairs head first. But he took a liberty, didn't he?
It was kind of funny, though. It was kind of funny.
And if a Spurs fan came in our end and did the same thing, you're going to give him a slap, just like that dopey geezer who plays for Everton called Barry gave his two mates tickets to the Everton game, and that's crazy. Arsenal fans, and they started jumping up and down, and they got a couple of slaps. But the dopey idiot, the dopey fool, decided to put it up on Facebook, and soon took it down when he realised that inter-club rivalry is the thing in this country.
True. I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that. And even on that as well, yeah, like the validation points. Because I agree with the chat, but I also agree with what you lot are saying. I do believe, yeah, football fans need to accept that we're never going to be given a fair trial. Because if we win the Premier League, what are they going to say? Oh, it's your first in 4 years under the gaffer, first in 20 years. You win the champs, but you didn't win it in the old format. You didn't win it playing nice football. There was always going to be swings and roundabouts. That happened to Wenger, that happened to Fergie, that happened to Pep, and it happened to Klopp even. So who are we really and truly? It's like that's where I agree with both of you in that it should all just be our internal validation, innit? Like, let's celebrate and let's try and run up these trophies, essentially. That's just where I'm at.
That's it. It's just a matter of winning the trophy. And when we do win it, you know, in 5-6 years' time, if someone was to ask me what was the team like, you know, what was the team like when we won it in 26, I'd have to turn around and go, yeah, it was a defensive, solid unit. And it won us the Premier League. We were solid and we were hard to beat, and we had a great goalkeeper. And that would be my kind of how we won it, you know. So you know, we've all got our own reasons why we won it. But the main thing is we get over the line and we win it. We're so desperate. I mean, 22 years for a club like Arsenal is just too long, man. Too long. I don't care how.
Too many near misses in recent years as well.
I don't care how we win it. I mean, it could be an absolute wonderful night on Monday night. You know, we could actually get the trophy on Monday night, hopefully, which would be lovely for all our fans, to be honest, rather than, you know, have to go away. But then we can add, we won it at Selhurst as well. We won it at the Palace.
great.
So, like, I don't know, man. But listen, it's been a long season. It's been a hard watch at times. A lot of the time, it's been a hard watch. Let's be honest. It hasn't been pretty. It's been a hard watch. But if it comes at the end of it, we win the Premier League, then albeit, and we move on to next season, and hopefully we can start seeing some beautiful football and get the monkey off their backs, and they can start playing free-flowing football, get rid of the dead wood out of the team, bring in some quality, which we're going to need. And if we can up the levels and up the bar, which we've got to do, because when you're going into a season as champions, it's completely different.
It's a different ball game. It's one thing getting to the mountain peak, it's the next thing staying there.
Different ball game. So you need to up the standards. You need to up the levels. There's going to be some faces going out of the club that a lot of the fans ain't going to like. But you can't be.
Name some names, D.
You can't get attached to players. You can't get attached to players. You can't get attached to managers. You've got to do what's best for Arsenal Football Club. And if getting rid of certain players allows you to bring that quality in that we need to go further, then so be it. That's what it's going to have to be, because Arsenal is what it's all about, not your love for individual people.
It's the establishment. Like Kenny, I don't remember what Kenny says here, but when just based on what you said there about like no one's bigger than the club, all that kind of stuff. Kenny normally says something like a statement, and it always rings true.
The statement I said, the club is the star.
That's it. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
The club's the star, exactly. 100%.
It's 100%. The star at Arsenal is the star. Bigger than the manager, bigger than the players, and bigger than the fans. The club's
exactly,
the star.
Kenny. Listen, I never wanted to see George Graham go out the club, but you know, you have to go. You have to accept it. You know, when Paul Merson left the football club, I was gutted. You know, when Ian Wright left and Henry decided, and Vieira and all these men.
Henry's the first time I cried about a player leaving.
And I'm going to be honest with you, but you have to accept it. You have to accept it. That you can't.
It's time, innit? Moves on, innit?
You can't get involved emotionally with individuals. It's like Saka. Saka needs to improve next season, without a doubt. He needs to up his game next season. You know, he's the one player that has to up his game next season. You know, I'm not having a dig at him. Just look at the stats. Look at the stats over the last 2 years on Saka, and he needs to up his game. If he doesn't up his game, then it's in the conversation. It's as simple as that. He'll even, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, there has to be. We have to get this season out the way, enjoy it, celebrate it, and then it's straight down to business for next season. Because if we don't raise the bar and we don't get rid of certain players and we don't add to the squad with real quality, we could struggle next season. That's a possibility.
We can't be complacent at all.
That's a possibility. We could struggle next season if
it's a guarantee, because you have to be better than what you were before, because simple reason is that you're still going to be difficult to beat, but you may not have the quality to beat teams, because teams are going to work you out. Look, having Liverpool under Slot, you know, what he did is that when he first went to the club, he still inherited a lot of he still had Diaz, he still had Nunez. God bless his soul. He still had
R.I.P.
R.I.P. You know, he had Diego Jota. Salah was still useful. You know, Van Dijk was still at his best. Still Alisson. So he could slowly introduce the way he wanted to play. Well, one of them is not with us no more. Two have left for more money. He's now got his own team. When you watch Liverpool play, especially when at Anfield, I was filming, doing a film shoot for a social media ad, and how we got for Arsenal.
Influencer Kenny.
Well, we first one again. Well, I got some nice sandwiches out of it anyway that I didn't eat because I was too. Already cooked already had my Nigerian fried rice with jerk chicken, so that's been left out. So I wasn't going to pick. It's sandwiches or Nigerian fried rice and jerk chicken. The Nigerian fried rice and jerk chicken. Anyway, sandwiches. I was in the pub, right, and I had the match on my phone. Now, when it went to 1-1. There was a Chelsea fan with me. He was warning me up about Arsenal. He's one of the guys who was one of the crew. And the first thing he said, right, was, "You and I know that Liverpool are not going to get the second goal because you just know it's going to peter out to 1-1." And I agree with him. That's Klopp's Slot's Liverpool. Now, in terms of Arsenal, we've got to be twice as good next season, regardless of whether we league or not. Now, it looks like we're winning the league, but all I'm going to say to you, GJB and DG, if you think last week was like a nail-biting, hot attack football, you wait to the next two games. There's still twists and turns. There's still going to be a situation. Who knows? You'll have your Aguero moment. Could be a Aguero moment at the Etihad, or it could be an Aguero moment at Selhurst Park. This could go to the last day. So before you want side strains, don't talk about next season. We've got 3 more games. And then all of a sudden, if it goes away, you go,
We need that. We want that.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. There will be a twist. There will be a twist. If anyone thinks that Burnley are going to come and just roll over and die and we're just going to batter them, think again, because we ain't really battered any team on a consistent.
Is Burnley the twist for you lot then?
And see, someone said to me, and I had to agree with him, sometimes when teams are relegated, they're more dangerous when they're fighting.
Yeah, because they might never kick a Premier League ball again.
Because when they're relegated, they tend to play with freedom and more confidence because they know
anxiety. They know their reality.
So it's like it's a game of football. It's like going over the park with the boys after school or after college or after work, and you could pick up 2 teams and you just like do your thing, you know. So Burnley's going to come to the Emirates. They might not be at the Emirates for another 2-3 years, so they're going to come there. They're going to make it awkward. They're going to play with a bit of freedom. They're going to want to attack when they can. So it's one of them games where if you're not on it and you lose your concentration and you take it for granted, you could get stung. We
can't afford that. We've had a week.
You know, it could be 0-0 going into the second half. 0-0, 65th minute.
I'm not trying to.
Then it starts thinking, come on, you know. So listen. On the other end, we could just steamroll them and blow them away. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could. I think it's going to the last game. Personally, I think it's going down to Crystal Palace.
I think the thing about it is that Crystal Palace don't travel away from home these days. And
they hold both clubs' destinies in their hands, really, Palace.
I mean, Oliver Glasner said that his pay slip said Crystal Palace. That's right. That's fine. But the fact is that we can guarantee that I think Man City, as long as Doku's fit, because Doku seems to be their main man there, he's the only one who can unlock packed defences, and he's just a joy to watch if you're a neutral, because he's finally got something that he never had in the last season, the season before, end products, and so I think they'll win, and then we got to do our job against Burnley before we even concentrate on the Bournemouth game, and of course not only a Man City playing Bournemouth away, Spurs are going to Chelsea. They win there every year. Oh no, they don't. They've only won once. They've only won twice in 30.
Ariola's last game against City at their place and Glasgow with us.
But the situation is that you may say that it's going to be a great game of football between Man City and Bournemouth, where both of them are attack, where whoever makes the less defensive mistakes and whoever's got the best strike force.
Don't forget, City got the FA Cup final as well.
You know what? That's a game that could be 4-4, 4-3, or 5-4, because both of them are going to want to play football.
It's the last game, but it's Ariola's last game there, isn't it? So I hope they make it a circle. Bournemouth are horrible to go to, anyways.
And if Man City get the result, and because I think we're going to beat Burnley, then we've got to go to Glasgow's last game. You know what I mean?
Let's hope they rest players.
Selhurst Park will be rocking. It always is. That.
Yeah. You know what happens at Selhurst Park? There's 3 fans for every seat. You know that thing, Julie.
Yeah, I've been to
I'm sure. You know that you've been hiding in my cardigan to get a seat with me at Crystal Palace away. I'm sure I had to pay your $5 to get back through the turnstiles.
It is one of them grounds, to be fair.
Hey, talking to Jack Ramsey, Jack Ramsey, remember what you said to me on private? I'm going to be a very well-fed man. Well-fed man.
You don't want to lie to Kenny, man. He might do you, man.
No. Jack's already promised me. He's already said that, because hopefully he'll be going to go. Well, he's going to be there, and we'll meet up. Because I always see a guy,
Jack, man.
Yes, I always see a guy. 2 Parish fans I've got to meet now. I always meet Diego, who's really been great to me. He's a great Parish fan. We're really good mates, and Jack as well. So big up to both of them. But yeah, the thing with football is that, that's what's so extraordinary and so sad is that. Do you remember the FA Cup final used to be the biggest game in the football in Canada that the whole country stopped? Yeah. Well, two massive teams are playing the FA Cup final, and no one's talking about it.
No one.
Normally, the week of the FA Cup cup final, it's like the whole country stops in anticipation. But because of the might of the Premier League, we're all talking about Man City versus Crystal Palace. We're not talking about
you said Bournemouth as well before you mentioned the FA Cup final. Yeah.
Exactly. So what has happened to this great competition? The competition where we are the record winners. Yeah. What's happened to me? What's happened to this great competition? I mean, it's a crying shame that we've allowed this to happen. Football fans have allowed this to happen. We should hold our clubs to account. We should, by turn up to the FA Cup, we should turn up in our thousands. It's sad what's happened.
It was a day in the calendar, man, wasn't it? FA Cup final day. That's what it was.
No, you used to be getting live game.
You got up in the morning. You see them go to the hotel. You see them on the bus. You see them here. You see them walk the pitch. It was a whole day.
It's like have to play as well.
Now
the team have to play, DG. Yeah. We used to have on BBC on the BBC and ITV. You used to have on ITV, you used to have you used to have you used to have like a variety sort of thing, and then you used to on BBC One, you said FA Cup final mastermind. Then you had the FA Cup final, on the buses.
You had to listen to their FA Cup song on top of the pops.
Oh, yeah, they're great singers, by the way. They're really good singers. Really great singers.
Yeah, you had all that. It was great. It was a whole day. Even if you didn't like football, people watched it.
Exactly.
It was a whole day.
BG.
The FA Cup died for me when they had the semi-finals at Wembley. That's
Exactly.
That's the day the FA Cup died.
DG, no word of a lie, right? Because I know before interactive TV, I swear to God, 40 million people used to watch the FA Cup final. It used to be spread between ITV and BBC. It doesn't matter whether you support Arsenal or Man United, whoever's playing.
It's just a big day in English football or English society, based on what you're saying.
You know, Americans talk about their Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that was our FA Cup.
That's how it was. Yeah, it was a whole day.
That's
whole
it.
day.
That was
you had
FA
Cup. People had barbecues. People had people round. You had like FA Cup. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Now it's just a game in the calendar.
It's sad. Exactly. It's a sad indictment of our game.
Especially the World Cup year, and it's got to be played further forward.
You think about it. Every country. Have you noticed that in Italy they've copied what we do in England, where they have their cup final at a neutral ground, and it's basically 50-50. In Germany they do the same thing. In Holland they do the same thing. Although in France they do the same thing. They've copied our format and they've turned it into a massive day. And here's us treating it like another game, allowing the Premier League to bastardise this competition. The FA Cup final should be the last game of the calendar.
That's it. Like you said, it's the Premier League. You start bringing in TV rights. You mentioned BBC and ITV. I remember in my young years when that was on the Champions League was on ITV and all of those kind of things.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where the TV things have kind of fucked it up and made it less accessible.
The Champions League now being a 5 o'clock kickoff is
madness.
Yeah.
Champions League's always 8 o'clock, something like that. It's always like,
7:45 earliest.
7:45.
The final used to always be on a Wednesday until they wanted to get more children into the game.
Yeah.
But I agree.
It's on the weekends now.
I agree with you, Kenny. The FA Cup should be the very last game of the season. All the league games should be played, and then the last game of the season should be FA Cup, and then the curtain comes down on the football season. That's what I think, because they have the Charity Shield as the curtain raiser, but they have the FA Cup. They have the FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? So,
I mean, Jack's right. Sir Alex Ferguson and his greed, Sir Alex Ferguson, Martin Edwards, and all that, and Gill, by pulling Man United out of the 2000 FA Cup, well, the holders, they didn't help the situation either.
No. I honestly believe
2000 period kind of died as well, man.
Semi-finals at Wembley,
up till we won it last again. Well, our first one, 2014.
The FA, I think the FA are just a bunch of, like crooks. They're thieves. They've got no nuts.
All of them
got
FA Cup people, Prem people, all of that.
An FA Cup semi-final, can you imagine if Man United played Liverpool? Normally, it would be at Goodison Park or the Etihad, because both sets of fans don't have to travel. Arsenal versus Tottenham. I can understand Arsenal versus Tottenham being at Wembley because of the demand.
Be at the London Stadium, wouldn't it?
But now, because we've now got the London Stadium, they don't have to have it. Arsenal West Ham can either be the Emirates or the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. You know what I mean?
But that's like even England games. You don't really tour the country that much. Like it's really just Wembley, and people are out of pocket.
We need to sort of we need to be a force of change, because at the end of the day, if we stop going to these games, then they're going to take notice, because the TV companies want a camera shot of crowds. That's what sells. It's not just it's not the football.
Yeah, but Kenny, fans won't be united for every if us three say we're not going, 300 people are gonna fight for those tickets. Like we're gone.
Exactly. Yeah, and you 100% right, but it was very hard for us to sell the Premier League during lockdown when there was no crowd shots. It was a hard sell, wasn't it? I mean, we got football cheap then. We got every game was live because they couldn't really sell it to us because of
They need to do something. They need to do something to get the FA Cup more alive, to have something more to play for. I mean, if by winning the FA Cup you qualified for the Champions League, teams start taking it a little bit more serious.
Yeah, that's a mad priority.
That's a mad. That's the sort of levels to bring that FA Cup back. What you've got to do, you've got. It's got to be kind of that that level. But if you do that for our domestic cup, then you've got to do it for the domestic cups in Italy, in Spain, and all of that. But yeah, they can do it. They can do it. All this nonsense that if you finish sixth because it works out who's won. You know, I think if we win the European Cup and Aston Villa win, sixth place qualifier.
Big up you for being able to work that out. I gave up trying to understand the algebra.
Yeah, what about Hearts though?
It's crazy. But you can. Well, it's like Hearts, yeah. But what I'm trying to say, you can win an FA Cup and you get put in the Europa League, but you can finish sixth and qualify for the Champions League.
No, but that's the thing. These clubs would rather, our fans and that wouldn't, but clubs would rather qualify for competitions rather than actually win it because of the money and all that kind of
100%. Yeah, but you look at Hearts. There's basically a 6-pointer where Hearts are a point above Celtic. It's the last game of the season
history
in Scotland, where if Hearts get a draw, they're champions. If they win, they're champions. If Celtic win, they're champions. Now, you look at someone like Hearts. It's very rare that a team outside Rangers and Celtic win the Premiership. Their reward for winning the Premiership is to go into the Champions League qualifiers, whilst Aston Villa, who may win the Europa League, will get straight into the group stages. The team that finishes sixth.
That comes back to the model of the Premier League versus the Scottish League, with the greatest respect to them.
Yeah, team that finishes, sixth may be able to get into like
which is Bournemouth
now. Bournemouth.
I'm not taking nothing away from Bournemouth. I'd love to see.
I'm not taking away from Bournemouth, but over 38 games, over 36 games in Scotland, it's Hearts have done the impossible, and they're not going to get a reward for it. They're not going to get enough money because Scottish football they're not going to the Champions League.
But you go right down the league, so Kenny. Look at York City and the other team. Was it Rochdale? Both had over 100 points and only one went up.
Oh, that was madness.
Exactly. And look at Millwall. Look at Millwall. I think they missed out on automatic promotion by what? 1 point, 2 points? Goal? I can't remember now. It might have even been 2 points. And then Hull finished just outside the playoffs, and they're going to Wembley, and Millwall have been knocked out. I think I'm a great believer that if you finish third, you should automatically go through to the final, and then the teams below you play to see who you meet.
I hear that.
Yeah, and definitely these lower leagues now, you've got to have 2 up, 3 up, 3 down. I'm sorry, you can't have teams fighting for their lives financially. And we tend to forget that because we support Arsenal, there are fans just as passionate about their lower league teams as we are about Arsenal. You know, there's passionate fans down in those in those lower leagues, non-leagues, and all that, just like we're passionate. And I just think it's mad that you can get over 100 points and not go up into the next league.
Fucked, you know.
I mean, it's just bonkers. I mean, look, 3 up, 3 down in the lower leagues. I think if you finish third in the Championship, you deserve to go. That's your to finish third. You should be rewarded with an automatic playoff final place.
It's great, though, isn't it, DJ?
And then the teams below you play to see who goes in that final with you. That's what I think, anyway.
But you know what's happened is that
it's unfair on Millwall.
I know, but the Football League and the FA is so greedy because you think about it, they actually want to increase more, give more places and have more playoff games. So the team that finishes, it could go down to 7th or 8th place now, which means there's more games. The season, more money for the Football League. And then Wembley don't care because everything's got a bit of Wembley these days.
Yeah. We're getting money through the door.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I was shocked last year where I must have been in a coma. I didn't realise that influencers can hire Wembley, sidemen, whatever they call, sort of wide men or
they've been running. No, you got it right first time.
They sidemen with fat boys, whatever they call themselves. They hired Wembley. And they packed it out with 90,000 fans.
Yeah. No, because they're like celebs, basically. Like they got religious communities.
Some of the guys, I was watching some of the guys play
like
football.
They're all the people that go, Kenny. Who are the stupid ones?
There was one guy who took a free kick, and the goalkeeper went like that, and he went in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's
who I look at. I look at the people that actually go and pay and watch it. Who are the stupid ones? Because I wouldn't be paying to go and watch it.
DJ, they packed it with 900.
Yeah, they packed it out. They've done it a couple of years.
I know.
They might
Talking
even
of
get more
influence,
people
Kenny,
views than
talking of
soccer.
influencers, they're going to be at the Champions League final. While me and you
Oh,
ain't
yeah.
going to get a ticket.
Oh, a million percent. It's like what Treep says. It's like when we were rubbish, I never saw a lot of you here.
No,
now we're
don't
good.
see 'em.
Everyone's here, innit?
Don't
And
see
there's
'em.
no shade. The game's the game, but
yeah, I've been an Arsenal fan since 2018. We'll be at the Champions League.
But then it comes back to what you lot are saying about the champs. The Champions League don't care in this occasion about PSG or Arsenal fans. You lot get X amount of tickets. You lot fight it out, balance, do your business. And the vast majority are going to influencers, fat cats, all the executives, all the celebrities. This is what football is now, unfortunately.
Look, but you talk about it. Who's that father and son, those two weaklings? I mean, father and son. I saw a Fulham away. I mean, not Fulham away. I saw these two weeds and I see them together, father and son. I'm sure they're lovely people, but Jesus Christ, we're going to be in the Champions League final. That weed is going to be Champions final. In fact, I'm sure I saw that weed on New Year's Eve when we had the traditional family New Year's Eve steakhouse in Hampstead. I'm sure I saw the weed there. I mean, the guy's a weed.
Oh.
Yes, him.
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
It's everywhere. I mean, he'll be at the Champions League final.
Yeah. Him and his dad.
So we do that for a Champions League final, DJ.
That's what Bolton Wanderers.
And Talk Sport, we do that for a Champions League.
I would love for them to. They ain't going for that. I'd love to go to Budapest and see us win this Champions League, man. It'd be lovely. Like, close I get to that is the studio.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be there in the studio. I know it's a. You're going to be in the studio later today on a hate watch, aren't you?
No. I'm doing that on YouTube. I only get the call ups when it's Arsenal, man.
But you're going to be, but you're going to be rostered for the 30th of May in possibly in the studio. Where you're going to have a couple of pork chops who hate Arsenal alongside you.
Yeah, it can either be the best thing or the worst thing if they give me that.
I couldn't sit through an Arsenal match live with that stupid. What's her name?
Abby.
She would honestly.
What's a pork chop? She's an absolute.
You got to put. You know, I put my mindset into some positive main thing.
I mean,
you got to treat her like a child, man.
To Arsenal, that shouldn't be allowed. If you're
like, you know what we're gonna do?
No, but again, engagement. This is where we're at now.
You know what I'm gonna do, right? Next time I do something wrong, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get my wife to order me a blonde wig, put it in my head, and say, "Please forgive me, please forgive me." I swear to God, I'm sure she's got a blonde wig somewhere. I'll tell you one thing. Next time we do a show, I'm gonna wear my wife's blonde wig.
Kenny's a legend, man.
Blonde hairpiece, and then all of a sudden you're gonna start forgiving me.
What are you gonna do about your beard, though, Kenny?
Oh, don't worry about it. You've seen Kerry Everett. Remember when Kerry Everett?
You want to be careful putting blonde wigs on you, Kenny, this day and age, mate. You might get pulled. You might get chatted up.
They got. I tell you, they have no chance with me. They get smacked in the top.
I'll tell you what, the world we live in, mate, they might find you attractive with a blonde wig on.
You're joking, mate. All right, I know I work out, DJ.
We live in scary times. Man.
We live in scary times, brother. I'm telling you. You could probably get away with walking with a blonde wig on, Kenny.
Oh, my God.
Do you know what I mean? Scary times, honestly. Look at this weather, man. But no, DG, I mean, I'll tell you what, though, all respect to you, because you keep calm. You keep calm, and that winds her up even more.
That's what I got to do, because I know
you're shameless, you keep calm, you stay professional, and it just winds her up even more.
That's what you got to do, because the minute I reply, you know how it is. Oh, you're rattled and no. So we just have to play that game, man.
Yeah. Let them play the game. It gets the views in, doesn't it?
Exactly, and that's what they're saying. Before I forget, I need to ask you lot as well. Ben White, season's probably done. Timber, we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, sad for Ben White. Very sad.
We've got 3 games. Like, what are you lot saying for that?
No, I don't think Ben White will be at Arsenal next season. I don't think he would have been at Arsenal anyway, even if he was fully fit. I think they would have put him up for sale.
You think he could get sold if he's injured, though?
He's no use to us.
He's no use. I mean, someone will probably have him, won't he? I mean, now he's going to go on a free like about 5 or other 6 players leaving from Arsenal. We love letting players go on a free, don't we? We pay them millions and millions of pounds. We pay top money for them. we pay top money for them in the transfer window, and we just let them go for free.
Well, you know what it is though, DJP. When you're trying to sort of like with terms of FFP and PSR, it's not so much getting the fees in; it's getting their. I think it's just as important to get their wages off the books.
Yeah, we've got to get them off the wages.
That's a massive priority for us this year.
And I think that's the thing. Arsenal theoretically have to balance the books. They're going to have to either have a smaller squad and get players out on a free who will come to the end of the contracts, or sell players to get transfer fees in order to then you can negotiate their wages. I think that's what we've got to do. Because remember, if you look at the history of Arsenal in the last 4 years, you'll have a summer where we spend insane amount of money, and the next summer it's consolidation, it's balancing the books. And then, like last season, this season just gone, 3 seasons of this season, we spent a hell of a lot of money. Next season we'll be
giving a bag of new deals. And talk around the Timbers and the Rice improved deals, Raya as well. So it's going up.
I mean, there's this flannel that we're going to be the richest club in England because of our success in the Champions League, because of the prize money we're getting for, in terms of like the money we recruit. Doesn't mean we're allowed to spend it.
No, exactly. I can see Ben White going similar lines of Tomiyasu. They'll find it difficult to sell him whilst he's injured. They'll get him back to some sort of fitness, and then he'll either go really cheap or on a free. So
got to get rid of Nelson and Jesus they're the first.
Yeah, Nelson and Jesus. Nelson and Jesus.
What about two left wingers though? What about Dibley?
Martinelli's got.
But not all of them are in it. Like Nelson is on 100 bags. Jesus wasn't in our last match day squad. He's on. Even Akai and Odegaard, 2 years left. Watch that one carefully.
All right. What about Dibley Dobley, who's playing well, by the way, and scored the winner against West Ham?
Martinelli.
We've got to get rid of them two.
I think one of the two leaves. I don't think both go.
No. If you want to compete and stay at the top, you can't rely on those two. They've done their
100%. But do we really think Martinelli and Trossard are both going to leave?
If the price is right,
not? If the price
you don't really think both are going to go?
If the price is right. If you're getting,
I'm not saying they shouldn't go, but
if you're getting 25, I mean, Trossard is what?
We're a business as well, aren't we? We're a business.
Yeah, but that's Trossard.
If you're getting 30 million, if you're getting 25 for Trossard, and you're getting sort of 40, 45 for Martinelli, 50 for Martinelli, if you're lucky. But if you're getting that sort of money, you've got to let them go because.
But then we have to replace them.
Yeah, no. Well, that's what we're going to have to do. This is what I'm trying to. This is what I said on the beginning of the stream. You can't get attached to any of them. What you got to do, you've now got to raise the levels. When you're
but then we're talking about winning about 8 players.
When your potential. I mean, if we went into next season, right, we can all dream, but if we went into next season as European champions and Premier League champions, you have to raise the bar.
I don't dispute this. But like, if we get rid of everyone that needs to go, we're bringing in 8 to 10 players, and all 4 of us know we're not doing that.
Unfortunately,
we should be moving like that, but we know we're not doing that.
No, we should. But that's what we've got to try and aim to do. But unfortunately,
this is where Bell has to earn his money this summer.
You can't get rid of Martinelli. Oh, no, not
Martinelli. No emotion.
You can't get rid of Martinelli.
You may be forced to do it, Dave. You may be forced to do it.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, but you got to think about the situation. As strong as our fullbacks are, they're injury prone. Benjamin White,
Timber is very injury prone.
Alafiori is injury prone. Hincapié isn't injury prone. He's a player that we're definitely going to be buying next season. He's on loan.
Yeah, so we've already spent 50 million for Hincapié for this summer as well. That's a good point.
Yeah, and then you've got a situation where you have to look at the fullbacks. The left wing situation.
Right back, you need a right.
That's how we can
%. I don't think we do that if Ben don't leave.
There's talk of Bacola coming.
Bring him.
Let's talk an Alvarez of
I'll be amazed.
Yeah, but you may be amazed, but like as I said before, you have to look at the Kai Havertz situation. He's injury prone.
Oh, he's got to go.
Yeah, but Arteta loves him and Odegaard. They're on 200
I understand the situation, but the fact is, Odegaard's injury prone. Saka's injury prone. Saka is the Angel Gabriel when it comes to our formation. He's our best player. But Odegaard's injury prone. we have to find an avenue where we have to move away from Odegaard. We have to move away from the,
That's why I mentioned Odegaard and Kai, because they're vital to Arteta.
In the situation,
2 years left.
If you're suggesting that we move away from Jesus and
Jesus for me and Nelson need to be the first out the door. It's nothing personal.
Right. Say you're talking about Havertz as well. Gyökeres is not going to be enough.
No. But this is what I'm saying. Like, we're looking at bringing in 10 players. Do we really see this happening?
Yeah, you need another striker for sure.
1,000,000%.
Now is the priority because Timber's on his own. We've got no right back.
Facts.
We've got no right back. There is no right back in the club other than Timber. And talk about injury prone. Timber's injury prone, right? So we've got no left back really because Calafiori's hit and miss. He's in and out. Skelly, we can all agree, which we knew.
Love where he's playing at the moment.
We knew 2 seasons ago, but most of the fan base has only just discovered it in May that he's not a left back, right? So Skelly's not a left back, but we need a proper right back. We need another left back. We need a left midfield player who's an absolute baller.
That's a priority.
The left hand
score goals.
The left-hand side's been horrendous, let's be truthful.
Me personally, I want another midfielder.
We need another striker to challenge Gyökeres or come in alongside Gyökeres or for him.
Yeah, but then you still got Marino and Kai on the books. I don't think we're bringing in the
players we need, right? And then on the right-hand side, you're telling me Noni Madueke is adequate cover for?
I was waiting for you to mention him.
They've committed 50 million. Like, it is what it is with Noni, in it. Like, we're not going to sign a right.
Oh, he's a dreadful player. DJ, you've played football, man.
I'm not.
Please tell me that Noni Madueke is not good. He's a dreadful footballer.
That's my one's in it.
He's up there with a Shamax and all of that. Honestly, he's dreadful, man.
He's harsher than me. He's harsher than me.
He's dreadful.
I like Noni, but he's dreadful. Yeah. Seriously. If your name's not Max Dowman or Bukayo Saka, I don't really want to hear
this is it. So now we've got Max Dowman. We need to get Max Dowman more involved, and Noni needs to be third tier, right? He needs to know his place. Yeah. If the reserves are playing, Noni's playing in that. We need to get Max Dowman heavily involved, right? We need to get Max Dowman involved next season.
We know Ranieri, unfortunately, is probably going to be sold, or that would have been.
And I'm going to say it here. We need another. We need another baller in the number 10 because Eze's hit and miss, and Odegaard to me is not consistent.
I think Ranieri should be. I think we should consider bringing him back.
I think we all do, but we've all kind of accepted kind of what we're talking about with selling. That's in terms of outgoings. He's going to bring you your biggest fee. I think they're just going to say, you know what, Ranieri has been real, even though we obviously want to stay. I need to see us sign a central midfielder. Honest to God,
you can imagine it. You've got 3 young players who've played a lot of. Well, if you talk about Max Dowman, well, if you really want to be honest, and you want to be factual, Marzou, Skelly, and Ranieri are further along in their development than Max.
Yeah, because Max is 16.
But they also played a huge chunk of last season where, had we been a bit lucky in the League Cup or the Champions League, they could have been part of the catalyst for us getting to 2 finals. We got to 2 semi-finals. They contributed towards that season. You know, obviously, both of them fell off. One had to go on loan. One had to patiently wait for his place. And now in the what I call the championship rounds, we need one of them. But the guy that everyone's raving about, we don't need him in the championship rounds. We have to be honest. We don't actually need Max Dowman in the team. We would like it. We don't actually need him.
I agree and disagree. I think when you got a talent like that, you have to make a way for it, man.
But you know what I mean. I know why you agree.
No, I know what you mean. It's not vital that Max has to be out there and whatnot.
And for the experience point of view, you don't really need you need experience, don't you?
No, I agree with that.
Do you know the thing that's highlighted though? The thing that's highlighted that's on most fans, and you got to be honest to the situation. Yeah, we can win. If we win the league and all of that, I'm not saying that, but our attacking third this season and a lot of most last season has been absolutely woeful going forward. In our attack has not been good enough. As I said, if If we win the league this season, it ain't our attacking prowess. It's our defensive unit that's won us the league.
It's down to Gyökeres, man.
Honest. Let's be blatantly honest. Yeah, but he scored 14 league goals. I know he's got 19 in all comps, but he scored 14 league goals. That's not what we signed him for.
But that's why I said recruitment's one thing.
I'm sorry.
If we were more free-flowing, he's got 20.
I'm not having a pop at Gyökeres, but I want my
side
to score more than 14 league goals.
Yeah. DJB, we're never going to see the best out of our attackers until tactically something evolves or changes.
DG, from a footballing point of view, do you actually rate Victor as a footballer?
Yeah.
Can you say that with straight face, please?
I do. How could I rate him? He's about to end our trophy draw. He ended sport in Lisbon. He got Sweden in the World Cup.
Someone asked me a question.
It's so ugly. It's beautiful.
I wouldn't have a boyish smirk about it. So I'll ask you again. Do you rate Victor Gyökeres as a footballer without smiling?
Yeah. The way he runs the channels, his link-up play. I like a lot about Gyökeres, Kenny.
Let me ask him a question, Kenny. Do you think Gyökeres is technically gifted, DG?
I think the hardest thing to do in football is score goals, and he showed he could do that at our club and everywhere else.
No. Do you think he's technically gifted?
Well, you got to be if you're a professional footballer. You got to be. No, we wouldn't have signed him. Listen, I'm not. You're talking to the PR king here.
Gyökeres all day long for me.
No, I'm serious. I
don't want to see Havertz anywhere near that forward line. I don't even want to see him on the pitch. But I'm sorry. But listen, in all seriousness, we do need to get our attack in order next season.
100%.
We need to start looking a real threat going forward. Next season. 100%.
But my thing is not just the new. Obviously, we all agree recruitment in various areas, and if we just stick on attack, like the front three, if you can upgrade on Gyökeres, great. If you can get a left winger, amazing stuff. If we could play football we accept Gyökeres for what he is, and he scores more goals because it's only been since the turn of the year that this thing's happening. But my thing is, I don't want another season where Gyökeres, bare goals in Portugal, Eze, we know what he's like. It's one thing buying an item of clothing. It's one thing buying a suit. It's another thing knowing how to pull it on. That's where I kind of tax it a bit because I need to see something evolve from Arteta. Now, granted, in the last 4 or 5 games, I think I have, but that's not been the case for the whole season, barring like a Newcastle away. That's where, for me, I'm not trying to get too excited about signings or it's new players and we're going to say the same old stuff on this platform with you guys, man.
Yeah, no,
I think it's a big decision, but I think this season that I know, statistically, there's only about 3 games, but the thing about it is still 2 massive games, in the league and the Champions League. Obviously, 100%. You can't play Crystal Palace and PSG without playing Burnley. Burnley are a really interesting one. If you want to sort of gauge Burnley, obviously, you don't really have to look at their performances against other clubs. Look at their performances against Villa. You look at their performances against Liverpool home and away, and their performance against us, and their performance against Man City recently. We found Burnley very hard to break down. We won 2-0, but it wasn't an easy game.
We found Wolves a struggle, Kenny, home and away.
Yeah, exactly. Wolves as well.
And they finished below Burnley.
Yeah, but Liverpool, a team that spent millions and millions of pounds, couldn't find it really difficult to break them down at Anfield and Turf Moor. Of course, at the Emirates Stadium, we're going to have a massive expectant crowd around us. But we need an early goal. An early goal will play, and obviously Saka will start games. That's another discussion as well. Is Saka ready to play a full 90 minutes, or do we continue playing him?
I'm not going to lie, against West Ham, he looked like someone that ain't ready to play significant minutes. In my opinion.
Do you think that's the route for Saka now? Do you think this is how Saka is now? Do you think Saka's levelled? Do you think he can? Because I said it early in the season. I believe we've seen the very, very best of Saka. I don't think Saka now. He's still a great player. Don't get me wrong. When he's fully fit, and he can still do things that a lot of players can't do, and he's still a useful, massive cog in the wheel for Arsenal. But what I'm trying to say is, do you think Saka's levelled out? Do you think Saka can go up more levels? Because I think with the injuries and the amount of games he's played and the fact that he's carried this football club for the last 2 years and whatever, I think he's levelled out now. I think he's plateaued. I think it's kind of how Michael Owen was. Michael Owen burst on the scenes and he was doing all sorts of craziness. And then he leveled out. He was still a very good player, but he didn't go up that next level.
What if Saka stayed injury free?
Saka's bottomed out. I don't think he.
I think he stays injury free, gets back to those levels and better. But where we need you to get fit, you're about to play the World Cup.
Well, he's well. The thing about it is that who else still there? Well, the thing with Bukayo Saka, he is essential to the way Tuchel wants to play. He has to play those games. You know, if you want to be perverse, you could say, well, international football is not demanding like the Premier League. You know, if he plays and he has a good tournament, he'll come back to us fitter than ever because he really is as fresh as he goes because he hasn't really had a full season.
He ain't getting an holiday though. He's playing in the World Cup, so there's no holidays.
Yeah. There's no holiday.
The World Cup annoys me because that's when he's going to look, in my opinion, a bit free and a bit like how we assume Saka is rather than not.
Yeah, but you look at Michael Owen. Michael Owen was, as DJ says, Michael Owen wasn't like football fit when it came to Premiership. But when he was at international level, he was still scoring those great goals. Remember the hat trick against Germany? Remember the goals he was scoring, you know, on the way to qualification for the Euros and the World Cup and the failed qualification campaign under McLaren. He was still scoring goals. So when you think about it and you look at the situation, Bukayo can do that. The situation is that it'd be really nice if Max Down and all Madueke, because I think Madueke can still be here, if they actually turned up. Because if they actually turned up,
would be a Max.
That's more Madueke than the Max. Then we could use Saka sparingly. We could play him in short bursts, and we could rotate, and obviously play Saka for the big games. And then that way he builds up his fitness and gets to the heights.
Yeah. It's not a dig at Saka. It's just that I just feel that he's plateaued. I just feel that you're going to get moments from Saka, but you're not going to get consistent moments from Saka because there's no way. If I said to you, who would you rather have in your team, Elise or Saka, right now?
Bukayo.
You're like. If
I'm not being biased,
that should be the case. You should be going, Saka all day, 100% all day long. They're the levels you should be at, and I just don't
that's a good argument though, because I have this sort of argument where when I was watching Bayern Munich play in the Champions League, I fully endorsed the reason why Elise went to Germany. I fully endorsed the reason why Harry Kane went to Germany, and I'm endorsing the reason why. Anthony Gordon is going to go by Munich because they've agreed personal terms, and Newcastle want life change. They want 75 million, 70 million.
Good blueprint of Anthony Gordon.
And that's the thing. I think that the reason why we're seeing the best of Elise, and we're seeing the best of Harry Kane now at his age is because they're away from the grueling football that we play.
Yeah,
it's not as if they're not doing it in the biggest stage of the Champions League. I do think that the way football's going on now, especially the younger players, especially with there's pressure in order to, get these players, big names, and spend big money. I think younger players should consider going to, clubs like Bayern Munich. Football in Italy is not the greatest.
It's also different demands on the coaches as well. I mean, Arteta's style of play is very, very demanding. It's very 100%. In your face, back and defend, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Game, though,
and sometimes
started 9 league games in France. Sorry, D. I can't.
No. I'm just saying. I understand. Like moving out the Premiership can give you a new lease of life, and it brings players to their potential. But having said that, you still have to look at individual coaches because Arteta's style for Saka, he's played a lot of games and he's been injured. It's hard to maintain that, and sometimes he might have to tweak it a little bit where he's going to go, right, I don't want you doing this, this, and this, but when you're in the final third, I want you doing this, this, and this.
You said that before, and you mentioned
all these things. You have to use him accordingly. You have to use him accordingly. A lot of the stuff that he demanded.
Last season was that, wasn't he? Salah was.
A lot of the stuff
I mean about the coaching.
demanding Arteta. A lot of the stuff Arteta's demanding Saka to do, he might not be able to do anymore. So you've got to make other demands on him where he's going to feel comfortable, and he's going to be more effective. Because you know, this is where this is where management comes in, where he looks at the players and go, right, he used to be able to do that, but he can't do it as effective now. But he can do this, this, and this. You know, and they're the sort of things we might need to look Saka going forward, taking the workload off him a little bit. Otherwise, he's just going to break down again, and it's just like crazy.
I can't lie, D. Can you do that in the modern day though? Like, can you? Can you actually take the workload off these wide men? Because
no,
to be fair, Bayern man do that,
man do that. Probably not so much in English football. Not so much in English football, especially if you're playing.
You know what you're saying about.
I think it's more of a rest thing, but you can't get that.
The thing is, you know, the situation is right. The last 3 games, Noni Madueke is going to play an important part in these last 3 games, and the reason why he will, because from a footballing point of view, he's going to be Saka's legs. And what I mean by that is that if we're playing Bukayo in short bursts and we're thinking, right, let's take the game away from the opposition in the first half. And in the second half, when we're under the cosh, you've got to play a player who's got a lot of pace and can get back into those areas to protect, you know, the fullback. And Noni's the best candidate for that. So as much as it's acknowledged that Noni isn't up there and that there's 2 steps forward with double the steps back, he is going to play an important part towards the end of the season.
Already has,
because he will be getting minutes. There's no doubt about it. Martinelli may not get minutes, but this guy's getting minutes.
Unfortunately,
I can't disagree with that.
Minutes. Well, unfortunately, he's getting minutes. But I mean, I'm sorry, but that for me, that was a bad signing, Noni Madueke, and it's proven to be a bad. It's pretty, okay. Take away that we could win the Premiership, we're in the Champions League. That's not down to Noni Madueke. If you look at Noni Madueke as an individual, for me, that's a bad signing. You know, and it's not been a brilliant.
I'm not even vexed at Noni. Like, I can't be vexed at Noni because you show me what you are. Like, obviously, I know Arteta's trying to make you better. You're trying to be better.
We saw that at Chelsea, though, didn't we?
Shouldn't have done this.
Yeah, but at Chelsea, we saw the same situation where
Noni needs to be the last one of those kind of signings. Like, that's it now.
He scored a hat-trick against Wolves, didn't he, in one season?
Yeah.
And then it was 3 steps back after having
exactly, Kenny. Inconsistent
if you want legs for Saka, if you want legs for Saka that can score goals and create, go and get Jared Bowen from West Ham if they get relegated.
I wouldn't be against it, provided they go down.
Go and get Bowen.
But you know he's 28, 29. We're not going to do that.
Well, we signed Victor, and he's 27, 28.
And you are right. I just think that's how our club operates. We're going to go for a younger model.
Yeah, but look at.
I want to be against Bowen, 100%. If it's just ability, bring him tomorrow.
Yeah, but look. If we don't want to do what Chelsea are doing, Chelsea have basically put all their eggs in, all their nuts on the table on younger players that they can sell, and then it shows. They're not for a reason. They're not because they haven't got experience around them. They've got expensively assembled young players who I don't know what the game plan is. You know, maybe get to the FA Cup final, League Cup final. I don't know what clearly are doing. Chelsea fans are well within their
Champions League.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, don't get me wrong. 20 years ago, even though DG, you're a bit younger than us, we all said it.
Years ago, I was 11.
Yeah, but we all said it. All right, but we all thought it that when Abramovich goes, it's going to be very difficult for Chelsea to maintain their levels, and they're not going to be the same Chelsea. And that's happened a bit quicker than we thought it would. Abramovich sold his shares in 2022. Since Abramovich has sold his shares in 2022, Chelsea have not won a domestic trophy. They haven't won a domestic trophy since 2018 FA Cup. That's 8 years. Despite the fact they won the Champions League and he won Super Cups, you know, etc. and everything, domestically they haven't won a trophy in 8 years.
They could
and
win.
Then since they've been in finals, but they haven't won anything. So when you look at the situation, we've been proved right about the whole influence of Abramovich. And not only that, he had plans to build a new, not to build a new stadium, but to expand Champions Stamford Bridge. That's all gone. Clear Lake, what Clear Lake doing? Just sitting hands on that. So it just shows you,
man, football manager in real life.
if you get the right people in place or wrong people in place, your club can go to the dogs. We got
Burton, my friend. It would have gone to the dogs if Edwards had still been at the club with Arteta, man. He would have well gone to the dogs.
He's lost his job at Nottingham Forest, isn't he? He's leaving Nottingham Forest, isn't he, Edu?
That was a car crash, man.
Don't know what's happened to him.
But this is what we got to do. I mean, we got. There won't be the amount of signings that we saw last season. That's for sure. There might be 2 or 3, 1 or 2, but we need to get players out the door first. And unfortunately, what worries me is that if you look at our squad, squad depth and everything else, but look at the actual quality you need to maintain silverware. And I'm not so sure we've got that. I'm not so sure in certain departments on that football pitch that we've got that actual quality, And Noni falls into that bracket. Martinelli now is not the player.
He does. Right?
Trossard is not the player. Then you got to get rid of Norgard. Players like that. Why did we sign him? The manager's played him what? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. And he's got to sort out Zubimendi, because Zubimendi is obvious now. I spotted it after match 5. Game week 5, I said, this brother here, I can't see all the hype. I don't know what all the hype's about.
Nah, Zubimendi, first half of the season. I ain't giving up on him.
6. He's not a 6.
Nah, I'm with you with that.
He's not a 6. He's not a 6. He's struggled.
Not in England.
He has struggled. It got to Christmas. He pulled a cracker. And then since then, he's gone downhill.
Yeah, but ain't you seen that with all our major signings? Like Eze wasn't on his first half.
He's been poor. What has he done? I was told he's line breaker, creative midfield player, that and the other. He hasn't done that. He hasn't done that.
Consistently enough.
He hasn't done
that. Yeah,
but
the thing with Zubimendi,
I love him.
Zubimendi,
but you're right.
You're both right. But one thing you can't take away from the fact is that because of the situation, because of the demands on the manager, and
you ran him and Rice into the ground, bro.
The line, he can't wait for Zubimendi to recover his form. He's accepted that Zubimendi is running out of gas. You only have to look at the situation when a substitute got substituted at the London Stadium.
I said he should have come off at half time. Honest to God, if that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The substitute got substitute, which basically states the manager can't wait for it. He can't wait for it.
He looks like a little kid that's lost their mum in Sainsbury's at the moment. Like, we ain't got time for that. I love Zubi, but we ain't got time for it. Kelly and Rice is the thing.
You can't carry Zubimendi.
That's what I'm saying. You can't carry it.
We ain't got time for that. I agree. We do not have time for that. Like, for me, next season, I need to see as midfield options, like they're going to play in that pivot. Zubimendi, Rice, Miles Lewis-Kelly, and I need one more. Because even when, let's just say Zubi was shit against West Ham. Let's just say, for argument's sake, Arteta put Rice at right back. If you had someone with while I don't agree with it, if you had someone with a bit of quality of Rice or that engine, maybe that midfield drop-off does not happen, innit? I don't know. But yeah, that's me.
DG, right? I said this when I was live the other day. As soon as Rice went right back, we didn't have a midfield.
Exactly.
One player came out of our midfield and we never had one. We started getting 100%. Overrun. Somerville started getting on the ball. Bones started to drop in. Socek started to get the
Fernand's got the ball as well.
Fernand's got the ball. That is scary because
we lost control.
Listen, touch wood, we've been lucky with Rice this season, injury-wise. Right?
Fact.
Next season, can you imagine Rice doing a timber madness and being out for like 10, 11, 12 games? You take Rice out of that midfield.
You're nervous.
We ain't got a midfield.
Well,
so,
he has.
What I'm saying is, if Zubimendi is such a big upgrade, Rice can come out of midfield. It ain't a problem.
They're two very different players.
But what I'm trying to say is, this is why we need people people get sidetracked because of all what's gone on this season. But if you look at it logically, Rice comes out the midfield. We've got no midfield. There's a problem. It's Arsenal Football Club. When Rice comes out of that midfield, we should have not a problem. Yeah, okay, we're missing Rice.
But this goes back to what I said about
because now we've got this one, and we
have to hide deficiencies.
We don't look too disjointed. You know,
I'm with you with that.
This is what I'm trying to say. We need, going forward, if we're going to go in next season as potential champions, we need to go better. And if it means getting players out the door that's not going to be serviceable for this football club, then so be it. So be it.
No,
who do you pick? Havertz, Noni, or Zubimendi? None of them. Norgard.
It's not Zubimendi of that list. List.
Look, the fact is, right, is that you
right now Norgard, because Zubimendi's knackered, Havertz ain't good enough, and Noni's an absolute car crash.
I love DJB, man.
Football's a funny old game.
Pick any of the names.
Right. A month ago, you would have put Gyökeres on that list. You would have on
that list. I've been Gyökeres FC to the death. No, because I've always maintained he's a limited striker that can get limitations from.
He's had a renaissance.
Yeah,
because we got to the business end of the season where I always say a player's injury is another man's debut or another man's return to form.
Yeah,
injuries to certain players has enabled Arteta to stumble across a system where we are able to play Lewis Skelly in midfield. We are able to be a bit more direct and create opportunities for Victor in a way we weren't. Victor,
and I think his teammates trust him a lot
Victor's
more.
Responded because he's worked harder. But I still think that when it comes to Victor Gyökeres, he still divides opinion because of the technical requirements of your needs to play.
And he never. But that's what I mean, Kenny. Certain man, you have to accept them for what they are. If we can upgrade on Gyökeres, I'm all for that. But the man's just a goal scorer. Of course, he's doing the general play thing, but we can't ask a fish to climb a tree.
His best ever last game was last Tuesday against Atletico. That's his best ever game.
But it's no coincidence that we put an attacking midfield player in Skelly in midfield, and suddenly Gyökeres looks better. This is what I'm saying.
I think Trossard tried to find him a lot better
It's taken till early May for the coaching and the manager to realise, hang on a minute, let's get an attacking midfield player in the midfield, and then Gyökeres suddenly starts to come alive and he starts to do stuff. What that should have been if we'd have done that, say in January, we wouldn't be worried about refereeing decisions against West Ham. The league would have been won. We wouldn't be worried about Burnley. We wouldn't be worried about the Man City game tonight. It would have been done and dusted. We'd be sitting here chilling.
You're right. You're right, but that's not how we play.
It's still taking this man time to get things right.
Yeah, but DJ, you know that this is like I said, a formation and a tactic he stumbled upon, and it's very short term. Long term, it's going to be back to the status quo. It's going to be back to the circle of trust.
Oh yeah, long term, Champions League. You know what's rocking up? Havertz, Odegaard.
That's a circle of trust because you remember the 6 pointer at the Etihad. He went to circle of trust. He went to circle of trust, didn't he? The 6 pointer at the Etihad. He went to circle of trust.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. And he's going to. And what did he do against West Ham? He brought on Havertz.
The circle of trust was still there.
He went to his circle of trust. Don't be
and
surprised.
West Ham. Yeah, both of you are right.
Please don't be surprised when we line up against PSG. That starting lineup will have Odegaard in the 10 and Havertz.
You think he'll go back to? You think he'll go to circle of trust?
I think he will. I honestly believe he will. If
I hope he keeps playing this side because of momentum.
If he's fully fit, because he's going to need Havertz. He will look at Havertz against PSG of being the technical side of what he needs against PSG. He's going to need someone to hold the ball up, and he's going to need someone to control the ball so it allows time for us to come and to join the attack. And that's what he's going to be looking at. And he's going to be looking at Odegaard to come deep and get the ball and be more running around because Eze doesn't do the amount of, yards that Odegaard does, and that's what he's going to need against PSG, and that's what I think he'll be looking at. Don't be surprised if that's not his lineup.
ID, I'm sorry to end this abruptly, yeah, but I know you lot got somewhere to be, man, and it's a minute before 6. So yeah, man, I told you lot I'd watch the time. Man,
it's been brilliant. I love
it's
this
always
show,
brilliant
man.
with you two, man.
You know what you're gonna do, DG. Go and cook some food, because I know you can cook.
Got burgers.
Yeah. Homemade burgers, DG.
Yes,
You're making them yourself.
You know, I forget.
I wouldn't say I made the burgers, but yeah, I got them from Sainsbury's, and
Don't forget to open the windows and open the door. You don't want your house to smell of
raining, man.
Doesn't matter. Open the door, open the windows. Don't want the house.
Have you seen how cold it is out there today? By the way, how cold is that weather, man? It's winter.
It's horrible out there today.
Want the whole house smell of burgers. Open the door, open the windows.
Honestly, I've had grey skies, I've had thunder, lightning, hailstones, heavy rain.
Do you want your gas smell of burgers? Do you want your gas smell of burgers?
No, I got the extractor fan, man.
It's the worst. Do you know what? The word I love.
Enough.
Yeah, man. That's the only downside about cooking, isn't it? Is like, especially if you're doing fish, isn't it?
Oh yeah, man. When you're tired of the smell, the smell's not fucking off.
Smells for days.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I mean?
But Kenny, I'm going to look forward to seeing you in your blonde wig. And
only if I'm desperate for forgiveness.
Be careful, Kenny. Don't get walking around King's Cross.
I'm only going to wear the blonde wig when I need forgiveness and a second chance. I haven't done anything to require me to wear the blonde wig and ask for forgiveness. So I can't get the words.
You might meet another wife.
I haven't done anything to ask for forgiveness, so I don't need to wear the blonde wig.
Kenny's the new RuPaul.
When we win the league, remember Kenny said he would do this.
No, we ain't
wear
doing
the wig
that.
as well.
You won't see me and Kenny do that.
I know assumptions have created a lot of catastrophic situations. I think even if I don't ask forgiveness, and even if I am proven wrong, I'm assuming that you're still going to want to pod with me, DG.
Yeah, you're part of the furniture, man.
So there's no need for me. There's no need for me to wear the blonde wig. Then,
part of the furniture here, man.
Exactly.
I haven't sinned. I haven't, committed sins against my fellow man or woman. So I don't need to wear a blonde wig. If I'm proven wrong,
Kenny.
I'm proven wrong.
He's a legend.
Listen, we've got some games to get through this season, and hopefully it'll all be good. And then I'll be down the parade, and we'll all be there. We'll have to meet up, guys. We'll all have to meet
100%. And you lot in the chat as well. And for those of you that are traveling from wherever the four corners of the world, make sure you'll be there.
Come and say hello.
Can I say something?
Come and say hello.
Since when's Upper Street able to hold 1 million Arsenal fans?
No.
Since when's Upper Street?
We're going to find out, man.
We're going to find, it's lockdown. It's lockdown. The whole of London's going to lock down there.
Do you actually think there's going to be 1 million fans at Upper Street?
100%.
1 million.
Do you know how many Arsenal fans will be? In fact, forget Arsenal fans. You know how many people that will just be there for the sake of being there? Kenny, it's going to be
allowed. Only Arsenal fans are allowed.
No, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. Like, there's going to be people that don't even watch football. They leave their work office. They see it's mad. They're going to like
it's a Sunday.
London's on lockdown.
It's highly likely it could be a Sunday if we win things.
Wait, DG, you'll have to get Abby. To come along to the parade.
She's definitely coming. Abby is we are going after Abby first.
She's not welcome.
If she's talked about Arsenal,
get her on with us, Nick. Get her on with us next season, mate.
About Arsenal, they need to address their sins, man.
No, she's not welcome.
But onto everyone. Okay, yeah. Kenny don't want no one there. That's not with Arsenal. You got to bring an Arsenal.
Welcome to the Arsenal show.
Exactly. But no, listen, guys. Smash the likes.
Olawale, are you really going to get a plane for the US to come down to London?
The fans abroad, they're genuinely been craving this moment. They will be.
Have you seen the price of flights, mate?
They will make it happen.
Mate. We want everyone there. Everyone's, we all suffer for 22 years. Everyone's got to be there. That's if we win the Champions League in the league. It's not done yet.
If we win the league, I still think it'd be mad.
Can I just, before we wrap, and I know we've got a wrap because I've definitely got a wrap, but if we only win the Premier League this season,
I'll
is there
take it.
anyone, when the dust settles, is there anyone that will go, yeah, I'm gassed that we've won the Premier League, I'm over the moon, 22 years, all of that, I get all that. But will there be a little bit of someone saying, bit disappointed we didn't win more than one trophy?
In my opinion,
actually, because you're in a final, you want to win that. But I'm gassed about the Prem, bro. Like, rise up,
in my opinion,
I'm more likely to do what you said there, DJB, if we only win the champs and not the Prem.
Yeah, but you know, in my opinion, right? Because I still think because I still think that we're a small big club in mentality.
Oh, don't start.
I think our fans would just be happy to be in the Champions League final and win the league, because in layman's terms, that's actually a good season, isn't it? If you break it down, no forward the Premier League.
I'll be a little bit there'd be part of me be a bit disappointed that we didn't win more than one.
If because we would have been to 2 finals and not way over the line, but the Premier be a bit
at least the Premier and domestic.
If PSG put on a football clinic like I did last year against Internazionale,
we ain't winning that.
You'd be annoyed.
No, we're not getting sorted like that.
If they're so far ahead of us in terms of performance, and they're so much a better side, and you've got that league to fall back on, something that we've been trying to win for the last 5 years, I think deep down you think, you know what? If people want to have a go at you about getting mullered in Budapest, at least you can say, well, you see that trophy over there? We did that.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to get mullered, man.
They'll be forcing it though, because cool, we still ain't won the Champions League, ha 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 ha. But we've still won the Prem. You said we had to get over the line.
Has your mind changed? Has your mind changed? Champs or Prem?
Premier League all day long.
I want the champs, but I think this club needs the Prem. Like, I think we need the Prem. I think if we didn't win the Prem and we won the champs, of course, like, I'll be gassed. But nah, we have to win the Prem.
Champions League doesn't build foundations. The Premier League builds foundations.
Yeah, no, we need the Prem. For me, as I told you last time, DJB, being a selfish twat, I want the champs. Like, I was 11 the last time we got to a final. I'm a grown man now. I want that in it, but I think we need that Prem, bro. We need it. It's long now. It's been 20 odd years. It's been 4 mad years under the gaffer. Like, imagine like I just said, imagine the alternative reality. Like, if we won the Prem and not the champs, you know what, bittersweet. If we won the Champions League, for me personally, I'm jumping up, I'm calling DJB, we got what we wanted. But you see, when we calm down and I address the fact that it's been a 38-game marathon for 4 years and we ain't won a Prem, and it will be 5 years at a minimum, I don't really want to have those conversations. If I'm honest.
It depends what you want. If you want the star on this side, and it's more important to win the league, then crack on with it. I get it. But I want our 14th league championship. I'm desperate for it.
You're correct. Delivering that, man. But then if you win the champs, does it open a box for players you can buy and all that kind of crap?
So you're under 40, aren't you? You're lucky you wouldn't be fined for that.
31 and counting, man. We're going to be here all day if we don't finish now, man.
Yeah, there's still serious games. Yeah, no, big up Arsenal Huddle. Arsenal Huddle. I'm only 20 odd away from 3K, so that'll be.
People stop being twats. Go and subscribe, man. Come on, it's in the title of the video.
Arsenal Huddle. I'm on with Kenny Ken tomorrow early because I've got to be somewhere tomorrow night.
What time is early?
5 o'clock. Me and Kenny Ken. We're going to be discussing. We have a nice little football talk on a Thursday tea time. Very nice.
And then we had a nice little football talk here.
It's good here, isn't it? It's banter and all sorts here. I love it here.
Look at 0208 Shaw. Look at the greed. 40 Premier Leagues, 40 FA Cup, one Champions League. Look at the greed.
I want to be greedy, man. We start for too long, man. I want all sorts of food from all over the world on my table.
We have a chance to win both. Lucky number 14. Yeah, we do have a chance to win both, but you know, it is. But yeah, Arsenal Huddle, and then Sunday sit back on a Sunday where I have a look at all the weekend's football. I talk Arsenal.
And Monday night football.
And then Monday night is Burnley. We'll be at Arsenal. We'll be at the Emirates, hopefully holding the trophy. Do you know what, though? I don't know how I'm going to get back from the Emirates on Monday if we win the league. You try.
I'm not going to be there. I'll be outside after that.
Uber.
I'm not paying it. I ain't got your sort of money, Kenny, to pay Uber.
Going home, man.
I'll have to stay at one of Kenny's apartments.
Hey, you call me a shirt man socialist.
With a blonde wig.
Oh, you definitely get by. You definitely get a bed if you wear a blonde wig, mate.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Big
man.
up, Kenny. No, we'll see.
No,
We'll
it's
see you.
always
We'll see you.
Come on.
DJ, it's been a pleasure as always.
No, it's a pleasure.
Absolute
DJB,
baller.
Kenny Ken. Wednesdays are one of the best days because I get to be here with you lot. And while we might not agree and we disagree, we got everything here. And fundamentally, we all love the club. People in the chat, they love the club.
It's funny what happens when your team's winning and playing well. It's funny what it does does for like your mental health. When your team plays well.
Exactly.
Trust
way better.
Trust me, we might have some madness next season on a Wednesday night, but that's another story.
Part that off, man. Part that off, man. And yeah, people in the chat, without you lot, it couldn't be done. So go and subscribe to DJP. Make sure you're following Kenny Ken on Instagram, and make sure you subscribe and smash the like button over here. But until next Wednesday, we're out.
We're out.
Kenny, peace.
You always just like, I think